Hey guys, Arctic Royalty here, uh, bringing you guys a new video. Um, and for today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be making a tier list of every single Call of Duty from COD 4 to Warzone to Black Ops 6. From COD 4 to Black Ops 6, including every single version of Warzone. Um, as you know, I've hit 100 subscribers, so I thought, to do something different for my 100 subscriber video. Um, and I can't sit there and say this enough. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Um, I started truly doing YouTube a couple years ago. From trying to do it online, try to do it on a laptop. Taking trips worth me tweaking half the time, try to cut that out. And I was playing on the Xbox One. To now recording videos on a PC, and if you're, you know, I've always said that I wanted to do something like YouTube. Um, I don't know what to say. Just thank you guys truly. If you little Q&A about me, I started playing COD around the age of 6 with Black Ops 1 around the corner. My first COD was Modern Warfare 2, and then Black Ops 1, but I've sat there, went back, played World at War, COD 4, and I just grew up playing COD. Um, the game's changed a lot over the years, which is to be expected. Newer engine, newer everything. I expect change, but yeah. I've sat there. I love playing this game. I've went and played Siege. I don't think I ever quit playing COD. It, you know, so, I'm gonna keep doing COD videos. I gotta think of new content to post for you guys, to make for you guys. But yeah, again, thank you guys truly. I really do appreciate the support, the love. Like and subscribe my videos. Um, YouTube Shorts. If anyone from YouTube Shorts comes watches the video, thank you guys. But yeah, let's go and get into the video. So I think, starting off with COD 4. Honestly, COD 4, for what it's worth, is a great COD. Reason why I say COD 4 starting off is a great COD is because it revolutionized Call of Duty as a whole. The campaign, uh, the first one, the Modern Warfare series, brought COD from World War II to a fantasy, like like to the modern World of War. But yeah, it was a really good COD. Revolutionized kill streaks, camos, attachments. It truly revolutionized COD for what it's worth. Um, yeah, it's honestly just a good COD. I don't know what else to say, and I could say the same for World at War. Zombies being introduced. Just another good COD. Good campaign. Uh, I didn't play a whole lot. I didn't really care for the multiplayer, but it's a good COD. Moffat 2, 2009. I would say good. Um, Spec Ops, better campaign than COD 4. It's a good COD. I feel like multiplayer is overrated, so that's the only reason why I put it as good, not great. Um, yeah, it's honestly really good COD. Snipers in that game was fun, but Model 1887s and new tubes, one-man armies, and the game never truly got balanced. So yeah, I think it's a good COD. And Black Ops 1, arguable best of all time, but for me, it's the greatest, the great CODs. And the reason why I say that is zombies got expanded. Introduction, pretty much World of War's the introduction to Black Ops series, but Black Ops 1, really started the Black Ops series. one of the best campaigns in COD history. Good multiplayer, amazing zombies. Um, yeah, just like I said about the other three, just a really good game. Golden Era of COD, honestly, I think every Golden Era COD game, honestly, I'd say Modern Warfare 2 is the worst one, but still, it's a still good COD. And then Modern Warfare 3, in my opinion, is one of the best Call of Duties. Fixed a lot was wrong with Modern Warfare 2. Got rid of their shotguns. You know, there's still some overpowered stuff in that game, but the ACR in that game was very memorable. Survivor mode. Spec Ops in that game was actually pretty fun. Ended up capped off the original Modern Warfare trilogy. Was honestly a banger COD. The ACR 6.8, MP7. You know, just one of the best CODs of all time, in my opinion. Um, and if I fly through, also by the way, guys, if I do fly through these older Call of Duties first, I am sorry. I don't really know what to say about these. Just they're some of the best CODs of all time. But yeah, in my opinion, the map's very memorable. I I think out of any of the Golden Age Call of Duties, this and Black Ops 2, which hands down best of the best, better than Modern Warfare 3. Um, did everything Black Ops 1 did and Modern Warfare 3 did, but like 10 times better. Of course, in my opinion, Transit and Die Rise sucked, but the other three DLC maps, I'm not including Nuketown, blew blew them out of the water. Literally made this one of the best CODs of all time. Multiplayer, just multiplayer is some of the best in the series. Brought us maps like Raid, Hijacked, um, Standoff, even Yemen. Even the DLC maps, some of them are hit or miss, but still one of the best CODs of all time, hands down. I don't think any COD, except maybe Black Ops 3, for like how fun it is multiplayer wise and zombies wise. Campaign this game, I don't know what to say. It's just amazing. Everything about Black Ops 2 literally to me makes this game and Black Ops 3 interchangeable with best of the best. Only thing really holding Black Ops 3 back is campaign, but Black Ops 2 is just one of the best CODs of all time. So much so that like the maps, like even if they brought them back today, like Express, uh, Raid, Standoff, like those maps in Black Ops 6 would have made Black Ops 6 a 10 times better game. Which we'll get to Black Ops 6 later. I'll probably make might make that a long uh segment. And sadly, this was the end of the Golden Era COD, but let's go and get the Ghost. In my opinion, Ghost Borderlands okay. Let's say the campaign's good, but everything else it's just no. Um, reason why I say no is because I didn't really care for the multiplayer and Extinction. Extinction's just kind of ass. I had fun on it, but again, Extinction's kind of ass. Don't really care for it. Multiplayer, there were some good maps on there, but it was just dull. I remember the Honey Badger, the Remington. Those guns were fun. Even the MTAR, but Ghosts, I don't think was it. Now a game, if I feel like it's kind of growing on me, but it's still not one of the best, is Advanced Warfare. I say it's an okay COD. Um, I would say this for Ghost and Advanced Warfare. They did both have really good campaigns. Um, my thing is just multiplayer in the game. BAO, uh, AS21. Then the worst part about it is the supply drop system got introduced, which added guns in there. It's cool at first because all the cool cosmetics, but then they add guns and it becomes more pay to win. And we'll get to that here in a minute with how bad it got in Black Ops 3. Um, but yeah, I feel like Advanced Warfare is an okay COD. You know, AS AS1, Battle 27, HBR, some very memorable guns in the COD series. And then introduced that jetpacks. I think it's generally an okay COD. And then Black Ops 3 did everything Black Ops 2 did, but better, except for campaign. I'd say it's these two are interchangeable for me. Like this could be number one day, this could be number one day, and vice versa. Um, but yeah, only thing I feel like honestly that makes Black Ops 3 maybe slightly worse than Black Ops 2 is just campaign, but multiplayer very memorable with the ICR, KN-44. I could probably name you every gun off from the multiplayer for that game. The Locust, Razorback, Kuda, VMP. I love the VMP. Even the Vesper, the Pharaoh, the M8A7, the M8A2 in Black Ops 2. Like, for getting a gun too, but yeah. Uh, One of the best CODs of all time, in my opinion. I'll argue with a brick wall. Um, just amazing COD. I don't know what else to say. Zombies, the original anything to this Ether storyline, that was amazing. All the DLC maps, hated at first, but I feel like they all aged magnificently. Grad Crovey, Drazendrock, Zombie Chronicles, uh, let's see, even the Margris, Apothecant Servant, uh, Ragnarok DGs, just one of the best CODs of all time. The only bad thing I would say is the pay to win system in multiplayer and campaign sucked. Which I pay to win system did include the MSMC being brought back from Black Ops 2. That gun was overpowered to hell. Um, the Olympia was It was pretty busted up close. It was kind of a damn sniper low key, but and then the A94 in that game where it was like KVK 99 I think, and then they brought back the Peacekeeper from Black Ops 2. But yeah, I feel like the microtransaction that game's I'd say for all the games from the Jetpack era to Modern even up to Modern 19, um, egregious and terrible. Like thank the Lord that this project is out of COD. But yeah, that will do it with Black Ops 3. Now we're gonna get the Infinite Warfare. In my opinion, for this game and World War II, some of the best campaigns in the series. Zombies in this game is very good, and multiplayer I feel like is a little bit underrated. I'd borderline say it's good. I'll say it's good. Um, MV4, ERAD. What else I would say is good from that game? The K bar. Just a good COD. I would I would say it's not great. Pay to win system became a lot worse. That's why I put COD 4 Remastered. Does everything this game does, but the, what hinders it truly is the microtransaction in that game. Um, it was a good COD. Also, if y'all notice, I didn't do Modern Warfare 2 can't pay remastered. If I had to rate it, it's just a campaign. Campaign that game, I'd say, is great, but again, it's just a campaign, not a full game. Um, I'd say these both are good. I could say borderline okay with this, but yeah, Infinite Warfare wasn't a bad game. Just it was good. World War Two. It ain't the worst of all time, but I didn't like it. Campaign, in my opinion, carries this game. I heard, it just. I don't think it was a complete terrible COD. Everyone has its taste, but I played before they reworked it, and then played really maybe 2 games after it they reworked the entire game. It was just, in my opinion, mid. Zombies I could give a shit less about. Um, like I said, campaign literally is probably top 3 in the series. Just, you know, it was a card I could honestly forget. Same with Ghosts, I kind of forget about these two half the time. Black Ops 4, I, I know people liked Blackout. I didn't care for it. Zombies, in my opinion, I feel like it got done wrong that game. The system sucked, but it really wasn't completely terrible. I'd say, I'd say it's good. I'll do it like this. It's good. Multiplayer is very. I mean, thank God it was the last game with supply drops. Call of Duty was like truly. It was so bad this game. It had like a free battle pass system on top of supply drops. Never want to see. Never want to see supply drops again, ever. On top of a rip-off season pass. It was just terrible. Um, but the multiplayer though, I will say the Maddox, the ICR again, KN57, even the Paladin. The most annoying thing was probably the Hades and the Titan with double FMJ rounds, but all the guns very memorable from that game. Cordite. Its multiplayer really carried that game. And honestly, ooh, I feel like if I put this down to okay, I gotta do the same for Infinite Warfare because I feel like, in my opinion, multiplayer, like I said, uh, I'll say it's the best okay COD, and then yeah, I feel like that probably multiplayer in this game was, I'd say, one of the best in the series too. Um, which we're about to get them off for 2019. Excluding Warzone, I literally excluded Warzone for this reason. Um, but yeah, I feel like until I feel like this was kind of like the last of the COD as we knew it era. Honestly, uh, it started slide canceling. If I know there's people that believe it started Modern Warfare 19, but it was in Black Ops 4. It was a lot different how you done it. But in the last game, proper red dots until Modern Warfare 3, which I'll get into that game later. Um, but yeah, it's a good COD. Modern Warfare 19. I wouldn't say it's the worst of all time. Um, I'd say probably between mid and okay, because I had some time to think about it. Um, I'd say the best part of Modern Warfare 19 is the campaign. And then, SPM in this game was god awful. I feel like the funnest part about it was sniping was actually really fun in this game. Um, S&D was fun. You can't play the game now. It's, eh. You can't really play Modern Warfare 19 in a public lobby anymore now. Survival sucked in that game. Like Respawn, everything else sucked. S&D, Shipment, Shoot House carried Modern Warfare 2019. Honestly, it's mid. It's honest to God mid. Um, I know my friends like it, because last time they truly played COD, but in my opinion, it's mid. It's nothing right home about. In my opinion, it would have been worst of all time if it wasn't for Warzone existing, but, you know, it's mid. It's probably not. It's worse than World War II mid, but it's better than Ghost mid. Multiplayer map sucked. I think Heck New York's the only good base map, honestly. And for comp, they like. I know the comp players like Gunrunner, but rest of the match just fucking sucked. Um, but yeah, Piccadilly exists. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there. I know some people will defend Piccadilly, but it's just mid, man. Which I'll get into Warzone 1. I'd say Warzone 1, honestly, because go back and think about it. It's damn near best of all time, in my opinion. Um, because it didn't have the egregious SBM Modern Warfare 19 did. It had a working minimap. Um, it generally was fun to play. I know the cheating situation got bad during Verdansk, got a lot better during Caldera, but I generally would sit there and say Warzone 1 is probably, I'd say, like right there. I'd say great. It's like this. Um, Warzone 1, Rebirth Island, um, Blixen, Armaguerra, Car, Marco, OTS 9, both MP5s from Cold War Modern 19, the Car, Grout, M4, XM4, the Cold War AK, every single meta in that game. I know it became, during the Vanguard era, just 10 attachment. Just use the 10 attachment STG, Cooper Carbine, NZ41 when it was meta, KG. It the Vanguard era was very bloated, but it was still, in my opinion, like a really amazing time for Call of Duty. Um, I feel like these two separated. Modern Warfare 19, if this game never existed, Modern Warfare 19 would be considered one of the worst CODs of all time. Truly. The hype for Warzone, Verdansk. I know Caldera sucked, but even then, it wasn't terrible. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but generally, once you got used to the map, I feel like it was actually kind of fun. I liked the 120 players on it compared to 150. Iron Trials, totally normal resurgence. It was just a good time. Um, and then we're gonna get the Cold War. I feel like the Cold War. It's I know a lot of people like it. I feel like the best part about it is not the multiplayer. Um, because the SPM in that game was god awful and unbearable. And to me, like it was good. It was just going from Offer 19 and Warzone 1 to this game was like night and day. But yeah, campaign was good. Zombies was good. I think it's a good COD. I'd say it's probably like it's right here. Vanguard, worst of all time. I think if I was to explain Vanguard in like three sentences, it would be bug bugs and fire grenades, um, Whitney LMG, more bugs and fire grenades. Um, it was so bad that I literally remember as Beezy uh, literally tweeting out. I don't know if he got fined. He probably did. He said, "Thank God I don't have to play this damn game ever again." Um, I remember watching Envoy. That same year, I forget what map it was. I think it was Bocog. Climbed up the ladder and literally lost a gunfight because the game bugged out and constantly having to. He was constantly shooting his pistol once and it was basic auto sweeping guns. He couldn't do anything. The game had a shit ton of bugs. I remember. Think I forget what the master command was for that game. It was just awful. I mean, if it didn't have, I mean, the cool thing about it, I guess I would say, is the 10 attachment system. Granted, convoluted. That the automaton MP40 and ranked play in that game was actually really fun. Um, Other than worst of all time, and I don't think anything could sit there and save Modern Warfare 2. I remember that game vividly, still to this day. I'd say really good campaign. Ranked play was amazing in that game, but the visual recoil, um, just it just was terrible. I'd say it had some good maps. Honestly, I'd say compared to BO6, it actually had some decent maps. I, it's worst of all time. I can argue the same for Warzone 2, except ranked out Mazra and Vondel. I'd sit there and say it's borderline mid. Um, the game came out 3 years of development time. If Modern Warfare 2019 was so highly praised, Modern Warfare 2 would never existed like how it was. The visual recoil they had in that game, trying to make it realism. Um, I know this is gonna be a point. Nerfing every single bit of movement on top of not having a working mini map makes Modern Warfare 2 one of the worst CODs of all time, hands down. I don't think the campaign could save it. Spec Ops in that game, I can't even remember it. I never played it once. I didn't care for it. Sending See the Border Crossing existed. The only like maps I could really probably say were good in that game was Mercado, Embassy, and Hotel. Those are like the three best maps in the entire game. Other than god awful. Better than Modern Warfare 2019 maps, but still god awful. Um, Fortress Control existed. That was horrific to both watch and play. Never. Fortress is terrible. El Lasso was terrible. I wouldn't say El Lasso is terrible. It's like C borderline bad. Um, but yeah, it's just one of the worst cards of all time. Anti cheat in that game, it wasn't It wasn't. It was actually bad, but it wasn't terrible into the later seasons. I remember getting like season 5. I got blatantly like my first time on PC. I said I got blatantly aimbotted. Um, through the entire map of El Lasso. Um, but yeah, it was just terrible, and I could argue the same for Warzone 2. Um, I'd say it's these two right here almost killed the COD franchise. The only redeeming factors for Warzone 2, honestly, I'd say was you could buy your own guns. I feel like that was a good thing they added. Ranked Warzone being introduced. Al Mazrah ranked was amazing. I wish I actually got to play it more. And I know Vondo became terrible in the end, but that I'd say honestly it's right here. It's mid worst of all time. The Haunting literally is probably the reason why I put it like at the worst of mid. Truly. But yeah, these two literally destroyed COD. It's you know what? Nah, it's worst of all time. I don't think the Haunting ranked BR and Vondo could literally save that game. Um, but yeah, and in my opinion, I know a lot of people that see this may not agree with this, but this game right here, I know some people be like, oh, it's okay. Some people might say it's good. In my opinion, it's right up here. It's right up here. It, I say why I can't really put it best of the best because the other two modes on it kind of sucked. Zombies, I mean, there's stuff to grind for in the zombies. You could go, I think you could still go back and get the blueprint, the Mark of the Survivor event camo. I'm not for sure. Um, the life cycle of this game was literally amazing. Um, let's see, the answer cheat, didn't get bad till season 5 or 6. There's still cheaters I ran into. It started getting bad like season 4. Like, it got bad season 3. It got worse season 4 than season 5 whenever they added the Game Pass. It was god awful. And then it somehow became good for multiplayer. I could sit here and literally glaze this game all day. I know the armor system sucked at first, and the game was kind of like a DLC at first, but when when Sledgehammer started rolling out updates, This game took 16 months to make, less than 2 years. This game, Vanguard honestly suffered for this game to thrive, in my opinion. Uh, some of the best post-launch maps of all time, in my honest God opinion. I mean, it should have had them because we got these maps in this game. I feel like the maps that were good in this game, half of them was bad in this game, but the ones that were bad in Modern Warfare 2.09 was good in Modern Warfare 3.23. Terminal for ranked was god awful. Skid Row, I have PTSD still from P2. You lose those P2 spawns on Skid Row, you're basically losing the map. Because that map is literally, you set top P2 and you can literally beam. You can literally set up, like, it's like beats the Normandy for Skid Row on ranked play. Skid Row Search was fun when it was in the game, but when they added maps like Rio, Vista, Six Star to ranked play, um, and to the combat pool, this game became like generally I would say good to okay to like great, borderline up here honestly. The post launch for this game generally was amazing. It literally made guns like the Cast-Off 7.62 and Cast-Off 5.45, which sucked last year. Made them literally zero recoil razor but they don't really hit like the Mark 3 guns did. So they were like, okay, we can use them. The conversion kits were amazing. Make the BP-50 into like the Ripper. The metas. I'm talking about Warzone, but camos, the event stuff. Ranked. I really played a lot of ranked in this game. I could sit there and say generally, sat there and talked about how good Modern 2 ranked was. In my opinion, the only bad thing I'd say about Modern 3 ranked, honestly, Subbase was a super AR heavy map. Invasion Control was a super AR heavy map, and High Rise Control was another. Or High Rise and ranked in general was just kind of hit or miss. I'd do like really good on High Rise Control, then go like 3-9 on like a High Rise Search. Um, but yeah, Karachi in this game, amazing map. Karachi, I feel like, is probably the best map from Marvel 2.09 and in Marvel 3 from the original maps of from 2009. But yeah, the launch, the event camos, the Get High event, ranked play, generally a great COD. I know SBMM for this game, and these two, this, they've always kind of been hit or miss. I feel like Mulford 2019 had it, but it wasn't nearly as bad as like. I mean, Warzone One had a SBMM, but wasn't nearly as bad as like all the other SBMM era of CODs. Um, you know, I feel like the battle pass system, it was good. It was generally, I feel like Modern Warfare 3 was generally one of the best CODs of all time. Like multiplayer wise, I'd say, in my opinion, like if the other two modes didn't suck, campaign was hit or miss, and zombies. I mean, it was just on the Warzone map. Um, it could set and be arguable best of all time, even with the problem of SBMM. Um, I, I just generally think, yeah. And then I'm gonna get to Warzone's second primary here before I keep glazing on for three. It's, I'd say honestly, it's these two are interchangeable. Like I said, these two can be arguably up here, depending on the person. Um, Warzone 3, I feel like generally showed that I'm gonna say it there and say this from Warzone 3 and then Modern Warfare 3. Here I do it like this. These two blew my expectations out of the water compared after Modern Warfare 2. I wasn't going to get this game. I truly wasn't going to get Modern Warfare 3. And then I played the beta. I was like, this game could be something. And then this game actually turned out to be one of the best CODs in the modern era. I'd say it's better than Cold War, multiplayer wise, hands down. Um, Interstellar, uh, just the camos and everything from M1 for 3, the all the events, just the lifetime support or the life support it got during its post launch to its into the launch of BS6 was just amazing for that game. Like maps like Tokyo, I mean those were good maps. I generally think truly Modern Warfare 3 really is a good COD multiplayer wise. It's not best of the best because of campaign and zombies, but yeah. And then Warzone Second Prime, the metas in this game was amazing. Um, from the first meta, I think like the DG, and I can't think. I think it was ISO 9 or Fennec, which is funny because it's a Modern Warfare 2 gun. To the MTZ, Wall Swarm, to the DG, and or no, it was like DG. Then Bass P was both in the meta. The double barrel making a brief comeback before getting, or the oh yeah, the damn Lockwood 300 damn double trigger making a comeback. You know, it was generally, I'd say this was Warzone's second prime. The Superi, Static, STG, Deter, DG58, SVA, the MCW conversion kit, BP50 conversion kit. Honestly, the MTZ 556 at the end. The car coming back. Actually, when the car came back, I got shadow banned twice in the same season because I was literally just doing some of the most outrageous stuff with that gun, and I was getting spam reported because of it. Um, but yeah, this and then Rebirth coming back after the disaster of Warzone 2, literally bringing back, making stims viable again. Truly being able to hop over. I feel like the best thing about Warzone 3 was Mountaineer and the fact that you could hop over the zips, which I don't know why it's not in Warzone 3.5, Warzone 4, or Warzone 2, the third version, or whatever the hell it want to be called. Um, Generally, I feel like truly this was like Warzone Second Prime. It's actually insane how we went from this game to how bad that Warzone this year has been. Um, Anti cheat, I'd say honestly for these two, better than I'd say Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2's. It still sucked. Better than Black Ops 6 somehow. Um, yeah, generally, generally, I'd say even Rebirth ranked. These two I hit this game and Warzone 3. I'd hit Double Erie in Season 4. That's a flex I'm always gonna have. I feel like is the fact that I hit Double Erie, uh, this game because of how much I played it and actually loved playing it. Um, Rebirth ranked was super fun. You know, just the game in general was so fun. Even the I forgot to even mention the SOA, the MTZ meta, the Atrium 9, even the AMR 9 being in the meta. I think the Broom was pretty good at one point. The Promia was busted as shit at 1.2. It generally was. I'd literally say every meta I could probably remember from this game, not off the top of my head, but it generally was just so fun, and I put so much more hours into COD last year than I'd say this year and Modern Warfare 2. Like, truly, I pretty much quit playing any other game because of how good Modern Warfare 3 was. And Warzone 3. But yeah, I'd say overall for these two, like, great CODs. Um, campaign. I feel like the highlight of the campaign was Makarov, and the first mission. Everything else sucked. Soap's death sucked because it was rushed, and the ending was cool with General Shepard, but you know, I feel like Graves is also highlight. Graves is probably the best character from the new Modern Warfare storyline. Farah is also tough, but Graves is also just him, without a doubt. But I think enough time for the Modern Warfare 3 glaze, and what I'm about to say about Black Ops 6, it's not because, oh, current COD, it's cool to hate on it during its life cycle. I don't think it's the worst of all time. I feel like at launch, because campaign, while good, it's not super memorable. The multiplayer, just because of Omni Movement, puts it generally at launch. I could sit there and say its potential is up here. Zombies, I sit there and argue it's up here. It's if you were to take out multiplayer and just kept Omni Movement and everything, it's up here with great, in my opinion. But multiplayer is always. That's why I started with COD 4. Multiplayer is a big factor for every single Call of Duty that is played. The must played mode, and then now zombies. Um, I feel like generally, with how bad Season 1's launch did with ranked play, the maps and the damn game, um, and everything else, this game had a chance from being up here, and I say it's borderline down here. If it wasn't for zombies, this game would be mid. Um, Zombies is always a fun time in that game. Gobblegum's making a comeback from Black Ops 3. Um, but like the maps outside the team, all the maps have actually been fun. Citadel, banger. Even Liberty Falls, small map, still a banger. Terminus, absolute banger. Um, Even Shattered Veil, um, absolute banger. I have no complaints outside of the Tomb. The Tomb, I literally played it once, tried to do the Easter egg, stopped playing it because, you know, it, it's whatever. Um, but multiplayer, um, the maps, I say the best map from this game is Skyline. Um, all the other maps, in my opinion, suck. Um, Now for comp, I'd say the best map is still Skyline. Um, I'm talking about base maps. If we're gonna add maps that have been added in, Hacienda, Nuketown's way too overplayed. Um, and then for camera grinding, I'd say the Stakeout was fun, but that map's literally hell. Um, I think right now for Black Ops 6, this is after Season 3 Reloaded, before going to Season 4. Next 3 seasons could be absolutely great, and I might do, in this case, next year I might set their, my rank higher in that case, but right now it's just okay. Let's go and get a ranked play because I feel like that's going to be a big section of this video. Anti-cheat. The anti-cheat in this year's Call of Duty alone has been one of the worst for one of the biggest games of all time. Um, a game that had over 300,000 players on Steam alone. So if you're to inflate literally one of the biggest call launches ever and then somehow fumble it because we cannot make a good anti-cheat when this game took 4 years to make, 4 years dev time for this game to make, and the anti-cheat's like made out of damn paper plates. Killed this game. It truly killed this game. This game truly, in my humble opinion, had the chance to be one of the greatest CODs of all time. Truly did. But the fact that the anti-cheat doesn't exist, um, half the maps in the map pool for control is just literally if the attack gets wiped, Vault is the only one that could maybe have a second chance on Protocol, instant death. Hacienda, uh, if people know how to play it right, you're you're cooked. Um, which I don't know why Hacienda is a control map. Let's see. Rewind sucks for pubs, good for ranked. Vault, Vault's just a stupid, boring. Literally pull out 3 ARs for half the two heals and just sit there and just pre-aim everything. Um, play AR positions, especially for P4. What else? Skyline's fun. Super damn run and gun though. Like it's super brain dead. Um, Rewind coming back was absolute banger. Protocol Hardpoint was terrible. S&D in this game kind of feels like TDM. Not really like S&D, my opinion. Vault Control existed. Skyline, or no, Vault and Skyline Search existed. It just, I don't know what to say about Black Ops 6. It, it generally could have been really good, a great COD, best of all time, maybe, but it's just okay. I put it down here with If Not Worth Advanced Warfare. It's better than these two. The SPM in this game is god awful, egregious. Makes me not want to play pubs. Like I'm playing pubs, just dealing with bullshit when I sit there and just want to grind guns. I want to chill, grind guns. If I want to sweat, I'll play ranked. Um, which would give me in, but you know, I'd say it's not good. I, I'd even argue Cold War is okay, but you know, this game could have been better than all these games. Could have been better than all these games if everything wasn't so nickel dimey. Um, thousand weed blueprints. Um, the events are stupid. We've had it's been a huge letdown compared to last year for a game that took twice as long to make. I don't know how that works. Don't care how that works. I'm just disappointed in how BO6 has been handled. It could have been best of all time. It's not nearly as bad as Modern Warfare 2, but it's honestly just as bad. Honestly, just due to the fact they had more potential and they squandered it. Um, hopefully next year it's better. Probably won't be. And last but not least, Warzone 4. Um, I'd say the same thing honestly. Um, could have been up here with these two, potentially better than these, but because the anti-cheat. If it wasn't for Dansk, I'd say it was down here. Honestly, this version of Warzone honestly sucks ass. Um, hashtag nerf fun because you know. Um, I'd say it's the best of the mid. I don't know how else to describe that. Um, actually, because of Verdansk and some of the Warzone 1 guns returning, I'd say it's okay. It's the worst of the okay, best of the mid. Um, let's see. Anti-cheat's been god awful. Um, Gears Extend Ranked was, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but bringing back an old version of Gears Extend, which was by the end of Warzone 3's life cycle, was actually pretty fun. Um, canceling Gavilon, I feel like, to be fair, this game needed Verdansk to come back. Warzone needed Verdansk more than anyone realized. I don't think Verdansk has even saved. We're at the end of we're going to the end of season 3 and I've The anti-cheat's still terribly broken. It's literally just a paper plate that you can punch through. DMA, which I know is uncounterable, just, I mean, that's fine, but I feel like it's just so hard to sit there and enjoy Warzone. I literally, every day I've played Verdansk ranked, I've been cheated on at this point. It's just been, I don't know what else to say. The nerfed fun, getting stuck on stuff I was getting stuck on last year. SBMM being 10 times worse than last year. Why both Black Ops 6 and Warzone 4 is both okay. Yeah. Nerf. I feel like the TTK nerf is hit or miss. Making every gun from last year, which I know they had to be nerfed, but making them damn near unusable was diabolical to me. Army movement, the biggest plus. It feels like everything else outside of Verdansk, the biggest negative. Stims got nerfed. Stims got nerfed again. Then buffed. Then nerfed again. Actually, no, it was Stims were good. It was finally good to finally get out of smoke meta just for them to get nerfed. Then rebuffed, and then back to nerfed recently. So we're back in the smoke meta for the third year in a row. What else? X and 4 and Jacko meta was super boring. On top of like literally the anti-cheat. SBMM is super egregious, damn near unfun. Super pay-to-win Terminator skin that still hasn't been properly nerfed. Egregious systems. I mean, a game that could have had it all, but squandered it all. Honestly. But yeah. Here's my COD tier list, guys. I'm gonna sit here. Probably gonna edit this video. Probably gonna go to sleep after this. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Here I go and show you real quick. 3:46. But yeah, I do hope you guys like, enjoy, subscribe. I know this video is gonna be super long, but it's gonna be a super big yap session, but it's alright. Here's my COD tier list, guys. But yeah, I hope anyone that watches has a good day, good night, good weekend, a good month, year, whatever time you're watching this at, and to the next video, guys. Peace out.